Hey everybody, Shane Presley here, Rock Paper Podcast. Thank you so much for checking out another brand new episode. Today's feature singer-songwriter Ashley Byrne. Caught up with Ashley over at Phat Buddha Studios in St. Louis, Missouri to talk all about her brand new record. This was our first time meeting and I had a great time getting to know her, and we played a live one for you, and we give you a little sneak peek at the upcoming record. It'll hit streaming services Friday, October 6th, and you can come out and celebrate the big album release party with her October 20th at Lions Amphitheatre in Kirkwood, and you're going to hear all about it. Again, check out her album Baby Blue, streaming October 6th. I hope you enjoy the episode. Do want to remind you, as always, Rock Paper Podcast is brought to you by Friendship Brewing Company in Wentzville, Missouri, serving up all your craft beer needs. Over 25 rotating taps, so they got all kinds of tasty beverages for you. And you can get some great food. You got your burgers and nachos, pretzels, flatbread pizzas, all kinds of tasty eats. And you can get some great live music happening every weekend. Thursdays, they kick off your weekend with Singo Bingo Night. Friday, October 6th, you got Jeff Walchhauser. And Saturday, October 7th, Mike Scott at Pittman. But I've been talking all about it. They got their brand new location just outside of Wentzville in Flint Hill, Missouri. Calling it the Fly High location. And this weekend you can catch Mickey Scott out there Friday, October 6th. And Corey Clapper returns on Saturday, October 7th. You can find all this and more at friendshipbrewingcompany.com. Be sure to get plugged in with them on Facebook and Instagram. And come out and check it out. It's a lot of fun. Beautiful weather coming up for the fall, so it's a great time to sit out there on the patio and have a beverage and listen to some tunes. Again, friendshipbrewingcompany.com. If you need anything from me, you can always find me at rockpaperpodcast.com. Hit me up on the socials. Email me at rockpaperpodcast@gmail.com. I would love to hear from you. And with that out of the way, sit back, relax, and enjoy a brand new episode with Ashley Byrne.
A podcast is kind of like it's like a radio show that's not on the radio. It's on the internet. Does that make sense? Uh-huh. Yeah, that's also like my mom. It makes it sound more confusing, doesn't it? It sounds like this.
This is Ashley Byrne, and you're listening to Rock Paper Podcast.
Rock Paper Podcast.
Scissors beat paper, paper covers rock. Rock beats scissors, Shane covers non-stop. Never know what new kind of guest that he's got coming at you. Live and direct on the spot. Could be rock, folk, country, or hip-hop, jazz. All kind of folks that he has. Could be an artist or a comedian to make you laugh on the
Rock Paper Podcast.
double-decker fudge round, rolling round town. Shane coming at you live and direct from ground zero. He's your hero, he's your bestie. Rock Paper Podcast with Shane Presley.
Rock Paper Podcast.
Hey, everybody. Shane Presley here, Rock Paper Podcast, coming to you from St. Louis, Missouri. Hanging out at Phat Buddha Recording Studios with Ashley Byrne. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
This is very exciting. I'm glad this all worked out. It was kind of a last minute thing.
Last minute, it all fell into place.
Right. Everything came together nicely. But I was just on my way home from vacation. We started texting. I saw you had an announcement. We got a big album release party and a brand new record to talk about.
And I said, hey, let's hang out. And she said, how about tomorrow? I was like, all right, let's do it. So
Yes, right to the point.
yeah. So I'm glad everything came together, and big thanks to Phat Buddha here in St. Louis for allowing us to hang out and talk for a little while. But, I started almost every one of these lately this way, but this is what I love about doing this show, that it continues to allow me to network my way through St. Louis music and discovering all kinds of new music and, meeting new artists all the time. So that's the case today. I've been kind of following from a distance, I would say. I've been Instagram follower for quite a while now, and finally getting to officially link up and talk. And I thought it was pretty good timing with the new record and everything.
Definitely.
So, but I thought this would be a lot of fun, and I'm glad it worked out. And so tell me a little bit more, being that it's our first time meeting, a little bit more about Ashley's story. Is St. Louis always been home? Or
Yes, St. Louis has always been home. The only time I was ever away was for college. I went to Truman up in Kirksville, Missouri. But yeah, I have been in the St. Louis music scene since my high school days with my first band.
Who was that?
It was called Faux Pas.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were a 6-piece. We thought we were pretty cool. But yeah, I love St. Louis. St. Louis is home, and I see that being the case for the future.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I go on a lot about it, but I love what we have here, especially in music. I think I often ask, maybe it's just a bias, but like I would put pound for pound our St. Louis music up against anybody. And like, I think it's very much kind of slept on city as far as music, it's like people look at, maybe in Nashville and in Austin or in LA and whatever, different things, but there's a lot of opportunities here. It's also affordable for an artist to, live and gig around town and stuff. So there's, compared to some of the other cities. And, so plus we have tons of great culture option. You got all kinds of good food and stuff.
We have so much talent in the St. Louis music scene. There are so many different bands and artists that I have discovered here that I am huge fans of. And it's so cool to get to be friends with those people and meet them and go to their shows all the time. I do think St. Louis has so much talent, and I feel lucky to play with all of those people. Yeah,
definitely. It's really cool to see. I get people making comments about it a lot, and I'm glad people are paying attention. But for my own personal growth, like I love looking at when I type those lists up and stuff, and I see all the different venues and all these different options, having 40, 50, 60 options of St. Louis music, even if it's national talent, but there's people coming to support music in our city and stuff. And people, you look at got some big festivals happening recently with Evolution Fest and Music at the Intersection and things. And it's nice to see larger scale events like that also putting locals up on the same stages. And so stuff like that really makes me happy. And I feel like we're moving in the right direction.
Definitely. I do think we are seeing more opportunities pop up. And I think just with the age of the internet and the age of Spotify and Ableton, I think it's really leveling out the music industry a lot, to where it doesn't super matter where you're from or where you're making your music from, because everyone has the opportunity to make something really good.
Sure.
And put it out into the world.
Yeah. I think there's recently, I don't know if you've seen him, but that Oliver Anthony guy, kind of folk, Appalachian country singer guy from West Virginia, but one song, he has more songs, but this one song, and it was like pretty much a phone recording. Not like a super well polished studio track, just him and a guitar. And that video went viral, and it changed that guy's life. Like, he's now playing these like real big events, and like this all happened in a couple of weeks. Like, he went and he was on Rogan a little bit ago.
Yeah.
And Rogan reshared it on his socials, and it got over 11 million something views there. I
mean, people are figuring out, how to use TikTok to work for them, and it is working for people. I am not on TikTok yet. I have not messed with that, but it is really cool that it's making a lot more possible.
It's neat to see that the power of it all, like when it actually works like that, where an independent artist puts out a song that can change their life overnight, essentially. It's like, I mean, obviously he had to put in a lot of work prior to all that. It's not like you just, but still, like, that's the way it appears. Like, it's like all of a sudden now you are in the social, talk where everybody knows your name overnight and kind of thing. It's like, so.
And I think the goal is for it to look pretty effortless, but you're right. It is a lot of work. Sure. And I think making it, as they say, is very much like partially luck, but partially a lot of work.
Yeah, being prepared when the right opportunity does happen.
Yeah.
Like, so. Well, you mentioned high school playing, getting kind of the music started. Was that when you first really started playing out and like kind of trying to give this music a shot?
Yeah, I have written music since I was a little kid.
Yeah.
I would always make up songs. I'm still finding like little notebooks at my mom's house.
Oh, nice.
Of like my little like grade school handwriting, these lyrics about boys I had crushes on in my class, and unrequited love, which I'm just still writing about. But I've always written, and high school was the first time that I met friends who played instruments, and it just was all of a sudden possible to be in a band. And I think, everyone's first band experience is so magical and fun. And, that just becomes like your group of best friends. And so definitely my high school band was when I got addicted, I think, to playing out. And I think being brave enough to share things that I had written with the public, and so I've been doing that ever since.
And was that keys then too, or?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I was very badly playing keys and singing, and I remember I played some show, and a guy came up to our band afterwards and was like giving us feedback and what we should do. And he was like, she should really never just be singing. She should be playing some instrument. So I was self-conscious. So I would start playing the tambourine just to be like, I'm holding something. I'm playing an instrument. But I developed my keyboard skills over time after that.
Yeah. It is funny that people feel like they have to do that. Like they have to,
totally.
I have to give you, I have to let you know what I think about like what you guys should be doing. Like, it's like, and they'll say stuff like, you guys really should be on the radio. And it's like, oh yeah, okay. Thanks for,
Thank you.
Yeah. I mean, it's like,
we'll just make that happen right now.
It's like, they say those obvious things like that. And it's like you haven't thought about it or haven't tried to get there. It's like,
totally.
And I get it. It's like, it's nice. It comes from a good place, but it's like at the same time, it's like, you can't just like call radio. Yeah. Hello, radio. It's like,
you guys should be famous.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
But, so whatever happened to Faux Pas then?
Faux Pas, we played for, we played all through my college years, but we all went to different schools. So we would just kind of play in the summers when we would all be home, and eventually we just all ended up living in different places. So I think we all kind of moved on to other musical projects wherever we were.
Is that when you sort of started writing more for yourself then? Or?
So after college, I was in a few other bands, and I still wasn't writing under my own name. I was definitely songwriting, but I think just with it was more of a collaborative input with me and my other band members, which is also super fun and super rewarding. But I didn't start releasing music under my name until 2017. Mm-hmm. I released my first album, Bedroom Ballads, and it was definitely a lo-fi homemade project. That's why I called it Bedroom Ballads. It's like I made this in my bedroom, actually, on GarageBand.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to, I think, challenge myself and see, like, what can I do on my own? And what is my style? And what would happen if I didn't have anyone else to fall back on? Like, what would I make? And what would that sound like? And would I like it? So yeah, I think just being able to even make that album was just a really big confidence boost for myself to know that I could make something on my own. And I think, you know, everyone in life, but also as a musician, has their own little insecurities or things that they don't think they're good enough at. Right. And hopefully you find bandmates that can fill in those gaps and are really good at those things. But I'm just not an amazing player. Like I was kind of saying, I was barely even playing keys in high school in my high school band. So I have always felt like I was a little bit of a faker. I was faking it till I made it. And I can play enough to write, but yeah, I'm just not. I have people in my band that are amazing players, and it really does elevate what I write so much. But I think to know that I could make something and that my creativity would take me far enough that I could make something, a whole album, I think did make me really happy, and know that I could keep pushing myself further and keep writing things that I wanted to write.
Yeah. Well, that album is available out there on the streaming platforms and stuff. So if you want to check that out, be sure to follow along with Ashley on your various platform of choice. But yeah, so for me, kind of like diving into your music, like it was cool to hear that, you know, hearing how it started. Because it very much feels like exactly like you described. It's very minimal and just you and keys and not like a lot of production or anything fancy at all. Just very much you and your songs, and which I love, like that vibe too. Like it, but you, as you're progressing, you know, now we're working towards a brand new record and a kind of a newer sound, and all this is kind of developed over the last, I guess, a couple of years now.
Yeah.
So since that release, but the new record due out, is it going to be out the same day?
So the new record will be released on October 6th.
6th, okay.
Yes, on streaming. And then we'll have the album release show on October 20th, a few weeks later. Sure. Yeah.
So that's, and this will be titled Baby Blue.
Baby Blue. Yeah.
And which is a track on the record also. But this, so I've, you know, again, not really knowing a lot about you or your music, was a super fun way to discover what you were doing. Like it's one of my favorite things, like just to hit play on an album and kind of just go for the ride, you know, see where it's going to take me. I really didn't know what to expect. And, it was a ton of fun. I really like, I don't know, I guess, everybody kind of says now it's a vibe, you know, it's like, so I felt like that was the case today. Like this is a very much, a vibe record, and like I get, what do you like? Is like a, what do you call it? Like, is it like a dream pop or something? Or what do you?
Yeah, I
some-
would say it's like dreamy indie pop. And I think you saying it's a vibe is just the ultimate compliment to me, because for this album specifically, I knew the whole time I wanted it to be an album. I wanted the songs to all fit together and tell some kind of story. And I very much like visually had an idea of what the album looked like. And the predominant factor was baby blue.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, it's cloudy. It's a sunny day. It's just like the most romantic, raw, like love album. It's a summer love album. So, yeah, I hope that it sounds like that.
Yeah. It can't, I don't think you could be in a bad mood and listen to it. It definitely has that, makes you feel good and like just kind of chill. Like I liked it a lot, like just as relaxing to me. Like,
yeah.
And, but yeah, really enjoyed, the sounds that was coming through with you and the band. You got this, that was the big difference between the first album and this one is we have a lot more sound.
We have a lot more sound. Yeah. So, like I said, I think Bedroom Ballads, my first album, was a big confidence builder. And so when I started writing songs after that, I did want to challenge myself to, I think, just go full pop.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted to still write all of the songs myself. And I made pretty full demos. Like, I could have released Baby Blue 4 years ago if I would have wanted to release the Bedroom Ballads version of it, where it's my garage band demos. But yeah, I think I had like just a bigger vision for it. I wanted it to be produced beyond my capabilities. So I produced it with my very good friend and bandmate, Trent Dickerson. We made it in his basement in South City. But he is an amazing producer, and he also is a songwriter and has just like a really vivid vision for what things can be and what's possible. And I think that I just felt so lucky that I had the opportunity to work with him, and that he was a fan of what I was doing and wanted to help me take it even further than I had originally dreamed it. So that's what you get. You get this really big sound and programmed drums and cool automations that I just never could have done by myself. So yeah, it is very much a product of me and Trent's help.
Nice. Well,
Yeah.
shout out to Trent.
Yeah, shout out to Trent.
Yeah. Well, let's give them a little advanced sneak peek at what they might hear from this. And we're going to give you a little exclusive preview of a track called Be Kind.
Yeah.
And again, this will be due out on October 6th. And but what do you want to tell us about Be Kind?
Be Kind. Be Kind is, I think, it's not a single, but it is, I think, that the hidden sweet favorite track of the album for me.
Yeah.
It's a song that is reflecting inward, and it's thinking about, okay, what am I doing? I'm going in and out of all of these different relationships, and I'm finally recognizing patterns within myself, and I'm trying to figure out what I'm looking for in all of these relationships. And the pervasive theme is that I am trying to like fill this void that I need to be filling myself with self-love. And so it's called Be Kind because it's about being kind to yourself and loving yourself for where you're at and who you are, and learning to channel some of that love that you are so willingly giving to other people and giving some of that to yourself.
Nice. Yeah. I think it's good to have those reminders from time to time. I think people often forget about that part of it, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah. Well, here's Be Kind, exclusively on Rock Paper Podcast.
Be kind.
We did do some live stripped down versions of some of these songs.
Yeah, the demo versions is what I'm calling them.
Which is like, it's one of my favorite things about doing the show, again, about kind of tapping into that like moment where, much like your first record, like what it's like for you just in your bedroom writing these songs or something. Cause like, we have these really nice polished recordings of them now, but I love like that feeling of just like the stripping some of that back, like, and really like diving into lyrics. I'm a big fan of lyrics.
Me too.
So it's fun to like, sometimes some of that can slightly get lost in the mix and things, but it's nice when you can really like hone in on what the story is on these songs and stuff like that. So these are always kind of fun for me to do something a little different than the record. And we did do a live version of a tune called Mark on the Wall, which was one of my early favorites, given on the first listen there. It was one that jumped out to me. And on the record, you'll hear it's got this like a lot more. It seems like it's a little bit more on the bass heavy side of
the bass is very present.
Yeah, which I think was like first what caught my, it's like a little bit more of that coming through, which was cool. So like you're gonna be missing that on this live version, but be sure to check out the full record on October 6th and get that. But this was definitely a fun one, and like, but anything you want to tell us around the lyrics of or how this song came to be, working with Trent and stuff?
Yeah, Mark on the Wall. So Mark on the Wall it's the lead single of the album. I will have Mark on the Wall out on September 21st. This is what I would call the hit. This is my hit for myself. But it is about reflecting on a relationship that almost was, feeling like you went on this emotional journey, I guess, with someone all the way up to the point where you were about to both take the jump and go for it and fall in love, and they pull away. So Mark on the Wall is exploring that feeling of we took it right to the edge and then we just didn't go for it. And so I'm looking at this visual reminder, mark on my wall, of us and our almost relationship, and it's still here and the relationship is gone. Yeah, it's a what if song.
you find yourself when you're writing something like that? Like, is this very much based on a true story, or do you like to fictionalize some of these, or how do you what do you consider your writing style? I'm saying,
yeah. So,
or a little bit of both of those.
I would say my writing and definitely this album is pretty autobiographical. I think my writing style, anytime I write a song, I am pretty much assuming that no one will ever hear the song that I'm writing. And then I can give myself permission later to let people hear it. But in the moment, I think I very much am writing autobiographically for myself to work through my own emotions. And that does really give me permission to be pretty vulnerable with my feelings. And then later on, if I decide, I actually really like that song and it kind of sounds good with that other song, I do think I want to release it. Then I just have to deal with being vulnerable later. But yes, I would say it's pretty autobiographical.
Yeah, I just feel like the only trouble with some of that is when you're putting it in there and then it's like, I don't, maybe you're able to shut it off, or for the show wise, but I feel like sometimes it's almost like kind of picking a scab.
Totally.
It's like still, that still hurts a little bit.
Yeah. I think that being able to channel just enough of that emotion, for a live setting is really cool because it makes you feel connected to your own music. And I think the audience can connect to you better because they can feel that you're feeling the music.
Oh, yeah.
But also, I think just the writing process, the fact that I wrote the song helped me work through those emotions. So it does give me the opportunity to be a little more removed from those feelings by the time I'm performing them. And especially for this album, Trent and I worked on this album for like 5 years.
Right.
So these feelings are 5 years old.
Yeah.
So I'm fine. I'm past it.
Right.
I'm okay to talk about my feelings from 5 years ago. But that definitely helps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I often think about that too, like, especially something like, whatever, like Paul McCartney, still singing Beatles songs.
Totally.
Now he's an old man singing songs that he wrote when he was a teenager and stuff, or what, and it's just like, it's kind of funny to think that he's, still kind of, having to sing these songs about a feeling that he had then, but it's like,
I think that is actually such a special thing about songwriting is that, if you write based on your emotions or your own experiences, the song does end up just being this cool little relic from your life. And it exists forever. And you can always remember this feeling that you had or this exact place that you were in years ago.
Sure.
And I think that's really cool. It just gives you this connection to a past version of yourself.
Yeah. I mean, I feel that even as a fan, like not like music will help me time travel. Like, it's like I can put on certain songs or an album or whatever. And I can
totally that you listened to as a teenager or something and you remember.
Right. I'll go right back to cruising with my friends in my car or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And, so it's very much that even for me as a listener.
Yeah.
So I'm sure.
Same.
Yeah. So it's cool to hear that that these songs have that effect on you and stuff. So, well, you again, we got the record due out October 6th. But we are planning a big old party and to celebrate this record. And October 20th, you're going to be out at Lions Amphitheatre in Kirkwood, Missouri, with your band.
Yep.
And you were bringing along some special guests.
Yes. bringing along Golden Curls and Essential Knots.
Yeah.
Yeah, this show. So like I said, since the album took about 5 years to finish, I have definitely been dreaming and scheming about this show for a long time. And I wanted it to feel really special, and I wanted it to feel not like just any other show that I've played over the years. So I think the venue is a big part of that for me. I've played at most music venues in St. Louis, and there are great ones, but I wanted this to kind of break the mold of the show goer. So the venue is Lions Amphitheatre. It's an outdoor amphitheater in the middle of Kirkwood Park. So it's about 20 minutes from my house in South City. But it's beautiful, and it's surrounded by greenery and trees, and the event is BYOB. I wanted this to feel very much like it's a fun gathering. I want people to bring food and bring drinks and really have fun. And I have some tricks up my sleeve for like stage decor and setting the vibe. Vibe is very important, obviously. But another really special thing about this show is, the lineup. Golden Curls and Essential Knots. I'm huge fans. I'm a huge fan of Sarah Downen of Golden Curls and Seth Porter of Essential Knots. I admire them both so much as songwriters, and I'm really lucky that I am also close friends with both of them. So neither of these bands really have been active over the past few years. Golden Curls moved to Colorado, and she's kind of doing a different thing with her music now. And Essential Knots hasn't played in St. Louis since I think like 2019. So this kind of was a big dream ask where I was like asking my good friends, this is my dream lineup. I really want these bands to play. And they were like, okay, we'll talk to our bandmates. Like, we'll see if we can make it happen, if they want to play these songs again and relearn these songs. So I feel super, super lucky that this is all happening exactly as I dreamed it.
Nice.
And I do think it will be a really special show. Like, these aren't bands that you can just see anytime. So I'm really excited.
Yeah, very cool. What about tickets?
Tickets. So I have an Eventbrite that I set up. So you can find it through the Facebook event, or if you just Googled Ashley Byrne album release show, you would find it. Tickets are $20, all buying through online.
I'll be sure to link everything in the description too, perfect. So make it easy to find. But
when you get to the show, we'll give you a wristband. And you could still buy the day of, but it'll just be a little easier if you bought it online beforehand.
And what about, are you doing physicals, or we haven't seen CDs or vinyl or anything?
I am. This was another part of my vision. I just had to have vinyl. I did press the album on vinyl. It's a beautiful, of course, baby blue vinyl. I'm so excited about it. My best friend in the world, Juliette Denoyer, who lives in Chicago, she's a graphic designer, and she did all of the artwork for me. So I do just feel like this album feels, I don't know, there's so much of my love and the love of my closest friends that are just put into this. I just couldn't be happier with how the vinyl design turned out and everything. Hoping people will buy some of those so I don't have to keep storing them in my 1-bedroom apartment. But
that sounds very exciting though. Like, I'm a big vinyl enthusiast myself, so I love that a lot of my friends are pressing to vinyl these days. So it's fun to having to add those to my collection and stuff.
Yeah,
so.
I'm a collector, and I had this idea in my head that it was just like, this album isn't going to be real until I'm holding my own vinyl in my hands, and then it's real. And then I really made an album.
Has that happened yet?
Yeah, it happened last week, and it was a big happy moment for sure.
Well, take us back to that day. What's that like when that box shows up on the porch?
Oh my gosh. Yeah, it was a really big surreal moment, and holding it and then putting it into my record collection right before David Byrne was like, it's real. That's my album.
Yeah. Yeah. I saw, I was hoping that was the case. Following along, I saw you posted a little test pressing spin.
Yep.
So I was hoping that was what it was going to be, and everything, kind of putting the pieces together. But it's nice to hear that it's all really coming together. The dream is coming to fruition.
Yeah, it really is.
And you got a beautiful poster. Your friend
designed by Sarah Downen of Golden Curls. Yeah, she has a design business, Rossetti Design. She makes beautiful, beautiful posters for a ton of musicians around town. Yeah, I couldn't be happier with it.
Yeah. I just like, it's really just like it's nice to hear you and your friends, or, that's the best part about this. Like, even you said earlier about being in the band and having all these incredible players behind you and around, surrounding you to help lift you up. And, that's any of the things I've ever done. Like, I love being able to call on my other talented friends that are way better at these things than I am to like, hey, you show off and do what you do. And like, so I've all my shirts or posters or anything I've ever done, like it's nice to reach out on a friend and, call on some favors and stuff like that when needed.
Definitely. And I feel like that is just a really a big thing about this album, this go around. It really is like a collaborative effort between me and my friends and people I love, that we're willing to, put their skills behind my dream to make something really cool that I could not have done on my own. So, yeah.
Very nice. And you, like I said, mentioning the show, you will be playing with a full band that evening.
Band, yep.
And are those a lot of the same players that played on the record too?
Yes. Yeah. So I would say a lot of the record recordings are Trent and I playing. But yeah, we do have our other bandmates on it throughout a few other songs.
Right.
But yeah, it's my other players are Paul Heidert on guitar. You might know him from Junior Clooney, and Aaron Essner. He was in a band called Jailbox. He also is in another band called Certsy, and they're both also in Holy Posers. Yeah. I kind of stole the backing band of Holy Posers. But they are, all three of them are excellent people and excellent friends and excellent players. So I could not be happier to be doing this with them. And we're planning some out of town shows, some little weekend tours. And I think knowing that I'm doing it with them is what's so exciting. Yeah. Because I know we're going to have so much fun.
Yeah. Yeah. That's one thing I'm pretty, I get a little jealous, a little envious of some of my friends, like kind of getting to do that. And I know it's, maybe not it's not always as glamorous as the
definitely
that you think it is, but just hitting your road with your buds and getting to chase that dream and getting to meet new people in different cities and see how they respond to these songs but most time you're living off of Taco Bell or whatever for
totally. I know,
sleeping in a van and all, whatever.
I feel like my expectations are set, but hopefully we won't be sleeping on too many floors. Right. I am really excited. I think touring my own music is another part of my dream, and I'm really excited that I'm getting to make that happen with this music and with this album.
Yeah.
really looking forward to it.
It deserves to be heard. This record's fantastic, and I'm very excited for the rest of the world to give it a listen because
Thank you.
I really like it a lot, and it's definitely very current. I feel like there's like I don't really I guess I feel like it's current. I don't really know. I don't listen to a lot of radio or anything. I don't really exactly know what, but I feel like mentioning it being a vibe and stuff. I feel like that's kind of what a lot of people are like moving towards, these mood playlists and things, and that's where I feel like this would fit very well into a lot of those various mood playlists of some sort. Like
Hope so.
So hopefully we can start sprinkling some Ashley Byrne tunes in with us. But I feel, again, like that's kind of the trend of music these days. Like these people aren't really like, discovering music through radio or, it used to be music videos and all the other things and stuff. But it's like it's these playlists now. They'll find their favorite, whatever, some influencer or whatever, whatever company or
Spotify, I feel like has a lot of power.
Right.
They do.
And people will all of a sudden like, hey, that sounds good. Who's this? And but I know I've discovered a lot of music that way myself. And it's a lot of fun to discover a new artist or even an older artist that you don't know about. And then all of a sudden
it's new to you.
Yeah. Now they got a couple of records I can dive into. So that kind of thing's always a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But you can find more info about Ashley Byrne on your Instagram. That's probably the best place to get involved.
Yeah, Instagram. I'll be linking my website soon, which it'll be a central location for everything, for tickets for the show, and you can pre-order the vinyl, or I'll have T-shirts on there and other merch.
Yeah.
So.
Very cool. We'll get plugged in and hopefully coming to a town near you soon. Snag tickets for the 20th and join us at Lions Amphitheatre in Kirkwood, Missouri. It's going to be a lot of fun, and I'm really excited to see what you and the band have in store for the evening. So, let's mentioning Baby Blue and of course the title track. We did do a little stripped down version of this one too here today, live for the show. And I thought this turned out real nice. And what anything you think of want to add to about this song?
About this song? Like you said, it's the title track. When we posted about doing this podcast on Instagram, we opened questions and said, what questions do you have? What do you want to know? Sure. Everyone wants to know, what is Baby Blue?
Yeah.
So if you listen to this song, you will know Baby Blue is a person. Yeah. So in this song, I'm telling Baby Blue, I've been in love before. I've had other loves, and we've both lived before we met each other, but this feels special and this feels different, and none of them are like what I feel with you. So this is like my ultimate unabashed love song where I'm just going full hopeless romantic.
I always think that stuff's kind of fun, like to get the crowd or the fans involved. Just, I mean, sometimes you never know what you're going to get, but it's nice when you do get some response and people want to know. And
Yeah.
but yeah, it's kind of fun to do that though, like create these like characters and storytelling like that and stuff. And
And I think I try to hopefully tell my stories in a way where no one would know who the song is about, but the person who it's about would know. Only they will know.
All right. It's like what's that? Taylor Swift. Like they're like, oh, this one's about Jake Gyllenhaal.
Oh yeah, and just like I can neither confirm nor deny.
Right. But this one's definitely about Jake Gyllenhaal.
Definitely.
So, shout out to Jake and
Those those beautiful blue eyes.
Yeah, right. I don't know. Yeah, it's just funny when the especially her fan base, they really like they dissect everything and they like, this is what she was doing in the video or whatever. And
the
like
Easter eggs.
Yeah, right.
Yes. And I will say I'm a Swiftie. I'm a Taylor Swift fan. I do think she is a brilliant and prolific songwriter. I have so much respect for what she does. I am not that diabolical. I wish that I had everything as planned out as she did, but
somebody shared something the other day. It was like, I don't remember all of it, but it was like math, and it was like that, she so many tour dates, and then the tour dates lined up for this.
They all mean something.
Yeah, right. And it was and it was all whatever. What's it? 1987 or something.
1989 is her album.
89. So it was like, So then it was like all the numbers like led to it, and I was like what? Like, how could she possibly have like master planned this whole like? I don't know. I mean, she is a self-proclaimed mastermind, so I do think she plans out a lot, but also I think sometimes we're just seeing what we want to see. Right. But it was interesting though. I mean, like there's like these conspiracy theories around it all and stuff. So, but yeah, anyway, that, it was kind of cool to see her. I caught just a little bit of it. The, VMAs and NSYNC gave her
she was a
award.
fangirl.
Which was pretty exciting. Like,
we're all a fangirl for someone,
But I mean, like,
Taylor Swift.
For those seeing NSYNC together all these years later. So, pretty neat moment, especially for her, just like getting to kind of nerd out for a little bit.
Yeah.
With one of your favorite groups. Well, yeah. All right. I got a couple questions for you, Ashley.
Okay.
Get your take on some of these. Being, there seems like dreams kind of come up quite a few times on this, dream collaborations and work, with all these different people, and even the dream of this being on vinyl and Baby Blue and everything you said so far.
Yeah.
What about like a dream dinner for you? Like I was thinking, I think with this one, kind of is inspired by Dave Grohl was telling a story about hanging out at a party and had Paul McCartney and Taylor Swift there with him, and they were eating pizza. And I'm like, what life is this? Like these three hanging out, playing songs together and stuff. Like it's pretty wild. But anyway, so for you, maybe artist or even, whatever, certain people in your life, but do you have maybe like a dream dinner, people you would love to spend an evening with, and hang out for the night?
This is such a good question. And one I could not have possibly prepared for. Yeah. Taylor Swift is definitely there.
All right.
She's sitting right next to me. Yeah. I do think it would be like probably all of my songwriting idols. Dolly Parton would be there. Carole King would be there. Joni Mitchell. That's a lot of women. It's all women and they're all songwriters. I think it would be a very cool and sensitive dinner where we're all just talking about our feelings and talking about what our songs are about and
Yeah.
love and life and yeah.
What's on the menu?
It's my dinner.
You got it.
Oh, what's on the menu?
What are you? What's your favorite dish?
My favorite dish is it's definitely going to be Italian.
Yeah.
It's probably tortellini.
Sounds like a good night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a nice night. We're drinking some
There
wine,
you
some
go.
white wine, eating some tortellini, some cheesy garlic bread.
Yeah.
It's all the comfort foods.
Yeah.
With the comfort ladies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What your parents get you into that, or is that something you discovered on your own, or where's those influences kind of come from? You think?
My parents were pretty young when they had me. They were 22. So their music was very 80s and 90s. Yeah, I think discovering any music from before then was kind of a self-discovery thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I've listened to Taylor Swift since we were both teenagers.
Right.
So I do just always have a soft spot in my heart for her. I feel like I grew up with her. I grew up listening to her love songs. But yeah, I think, Carole King and Joni Mitchell, women who were making beautiful folky things in the 70s. I was getting into folk music when I was in high school. My first band was a folk band.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I think I do have attached memories to their music throughout my life.
Right. What did I catch Sarah Smiles
Yes.
line? And
Yeah.
was that directly to
Yeah, Hall and
Hall and
Oates.
Oates.
So something that a Taylor Swiftian thing that I
Yeah.
have picked up from her is I do like to put fun little things in my songs. Specifically, I like to reference other songs, or I like to reference special songs to me. So yeah, Sarah Smile is a little reference in there. I have some Frank Ocean references in some of my other songs. My parents, like I said, listen to 80s music. They are huge U2 fans. So I have a little U2 reference in another song
Yeah.
for them. But yeah, you're right. Good listener.
Yeah.
Good listener.
Well, and even that, so I think especially just kind of the synth but it definitely has sort of an underlying 80s feel
Yeah.
to this record to me for it's definitely kind of turned up a little bit from what they were doing in the 80s, but just those synth sounds coming through kind of lends my mind to go there a little bit more.
Definitely.
So I figured, so then when I caught Sarah Smiles, I was like,
she might be a Hall & Oates fan. Yeah,
right.
it's true.
Yeah. But
They can come to my dinner too.
Okay.
Yeah, they should be there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of Daryl Hall, I don't know if you ever caught live at Daryl's house, but it's a fun little series that he was doing on YouTube and stuff. And I think it's like maybe picked up on like Axis or whatever, one of the other networks and something like that. But I remember watching like the early days of it all, and I was just like, how cool is this? Like he would just invite people that he's a fan of, and they hang out at his house, and he's got like all-star band, and they kind of they'll do like a Hall & Oates tune, and then like I remember I've seen like Rob Thomas and CeeLo Green and whatever, all these people, and they'll do a couple of their songs, and it's like it's just a jam, and then they usually make like some big spread, and they have like all the food, and like I'm like,
he's actually like doing your question where you're like, who would you invite if you could invite anyone?
Right.
Yeah.
I'm like, I need to party with Daryl Hall.
Yeah.
So this is where I want to get to. I want to get to that level where I can just start just inviting all these people over. All right. Let's see. What about say the day comes along, we have an Ashley Byrne action figure. Now I've done this both ways, like maybe accessories to go with your action figure or doll or however you want to present it. Or I've also had it as like pull strings, like the three lines.
What are their phrases? Their
yeah.
catchphrases.
Do you have like a?
Oh my gosh, I don't know about catchphrases.
Yeah, do you have any?
That's hard. I am very much an outfit person,
Right.
and for this album for Baby Blue, it's part of my vision that like for every show and for every music appearance, I have to be appearing in Baby Blue. So my action figure's definitely wearing a very cute little baby blue outfit. It's probably a flowy dress. I don't know about catchphrases.
Yeah.
I would hope that I don't have any catchphrases that I say all the time, but
it's one of those things like you don't really fully notice until somebody points it out to you.
yeah. Or until you're on a podcast and then you have to listen to yourself say them.
But my friends pointed out that I start like everyone with a "Hey everybody," so like that's like
Hey guys.
so that's my like so now it's my friend Ryan does like an exaggerated impression of it, and so like that's
nice of him.
so that would be one of my things. I guess if I had a pull string, that's what it would say. It would just be like, "Hey everybody."
Your action figure's figured out then. That's good.
And of course it would have little Debbies. So
That's the accessory.
yeah. Double-decker fudge rounds.
Okay, my action figure has a pet. It has a little wiener dog.
Yeah.
A little brown wiener dog, just like mine.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my accessory, I guess.
And
He could be in a little basket, maybe.
what's your pup's name?
His name is Louis.
Louis.
Like St. Louis. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we talked about maybe doing it at the house, but you said he's
an attention hog,
Yeah.
for sure. Yeah, he would have a lot to say.
yeah. It's fun sometimes though to have them involved, but sometimes it can be too much.
Yeah.
That's why I don't do it at my house. I got two myself. Sometimes they are a little too much. They want to.
They're not the silent type.
They don't understand that the show's not about them.
Right.
So, all right. Let's see what else. All right. We mentioned a lot of different names for music and stuff, but do you have a dream duet or collaboration? Is there somebody you would love to get into the studio with or co-write with? Or
that is a really good question. It's a great question. I mean, honestly, like I said, I really, really admire Sarah Downen of Golden Curls. And I really admire Seth Porter of Essential Knots. I actually have been collaboratively writing some new stuff with him. I would love to write something with Sarah. That would be a dream because I am an actual fan.
Yeah.
I have the Golden Curls record. I listen to it all the time on Spotify. So that actually is a dream that could come true. I'm a big fan of dreams that can actually come true.
For sure.
Yeah, I think that's who I will say.
Yeah. Well, let's make it happen.
Yeah, Sarah, let's make it happen.
Now you mentioning, writing some others and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Now, do you particularly like with this new direction of sound and that we've gone with Baby Blue? Now, do you see yourself staying here for a while, or do you want to continue to elaborate on different, like you expanding to different sounds, or how do you, because I mean, like I said, there's a pretty big jump from the first to the second.
It is. And I have written I've written a few songs, after this album. And sonically, I think they're kind of a marriage of the two albums.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it does sound a little more raw folky like the first album, but it definitely is synth heavy and atmospheric and airy, like Baby Blue. So I think I'm gonna stay in Baby Blue mode for a while.
Right.
Yeah.
I do enjoy that about an artist that's not afraid to push boundaries and experiment in different lanes and see where that's the whole point about being an artist, not being in this box that you have to I have to, I can't go outside of these walls. I have to stay here in this lane.
And how fun is it to just,
Right.
keep making the same thing
Sure.
over and over? Like, yeah, you want to see what else you can do. And,
Yep.
and I think most people like different kinds of music. I like folk music, but I also love pop music.
Yeah.
So it has been really fun.
Have you seen any of those videos on like Instagram? There's this guy that takes like a lot of them are like seems to be like 90s grunge and rock tunes and stuff, and then he like takes them and he makes them folk songs.
Oh, no, I have not seen that.
But he's got a bunch of them that like are pretty viral. Like I guess
Do they come out pretty well?
Yeah.
Like,
Oh
they're
yeah. I mean, it's like you're listening, and you're like you're almost convince yourself like that's how it's supposed to be, and it's like, but it just amazes me that it's just him and a guitar, and he sings these songs, and they sound so good as folk songs like that.
Yeah.
And it's like,
I think that is a really cool thing. If a song is good, if
Right.
it's a really well written song, and the melodies are there, it really can be
Sure.
almost any genre you would want it to be.
yeah, I agree. I mean, it's always we can always build it up
Yeah.
from whatever. So
Yeah.
but yeah, let's see if I can find it real quick. He's got original stuff out too, but these covers that he's been posting are fantastic. I think you'll get a kick out of it though. Some of them are fun too because I like to challenge myself by like not reading the full description
Yeah.
and seeing if I can pick up on what it
genre
is.
it is.
Yeah. Because some of them like it's hard
And they're
to
all
tell.
like famous songs
Yeah.
that you would
Oh
know.
yeah. They're all like huge hits.
Yeah.
Here, I don't know if you know.
We were young, the future was so bright. Your neighborhood was so alive. And every kid on the whole damn street gonna make it big, not be beat. Now the neighborhood's all cracked and torn. Kids are grown up, but our lives are worn. How can you run little street, swallow so many lives? Chances blown, nothing's free. Longing for used to be. Still it's hard to see. Pressure light, shattered dream.
So I don't know if you're familiar with that. That's The Offspring.
Sounds great.
The kids are all right.
Yeah, it sounds amazing
Or
as
the-
a folk song.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a bunch. He's got like Green Day and Nirvana and all.
Yeah.
I mean, but just like they all is like I'm like I would buy that recording
Yeah.
right there. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's fun to do that too. Like he's doing the reverse, but like I love that. Like you're saying before, a good song is a good song no matter
Yeah.
what. Like, and we can always make it
It could have many lives.
so.
Yeah.
It'd be fun to see where this stuff music takes you and what kind of different sounds we come up with. But I really enjoy this Baby Blue record a lot, and I'm excited for everybody else to hear it and give it a spin and hopefully buy a record, buy vinyl.
Yeah, buy a vinyl.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you so much.
But yeah, this has been super cool. I'm really glad we were able to make this happen. And big thanks again to Phat Buddha for allowing us to spend some time here today. And but yeah, buy them tickets. October 20th, Lions Amphitheatre, Kirkwood, Missouri, just outside of St. Louis.
Yeah, pack a picnic.
And BYOB.
BYOB.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, Ashley. Thank you so much. And we'll see you soon.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you. Bye, everybody.
Bye.